Hello second graders, and welcome to the second part of our math lesson for today. I'm going to be going over some other examples and some activities that are going to help you better understand the lesson for today. So our lesson today again was 7.2, and it's titled quarters, so we get introduced to a new coin today. Yesterday we learned about dimes, nickels, and pennies and kind of what their value is. And today we're going to be learning about quarters, which is another type of coin. And we're going to be learning about its value, and hopefully we can end up learning how to find the total value of a set of coins. Whether we have quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies all together, we can find out the total value of that group of coins. So our essential question that we're thinking about today and that we're going to be answering is, how do you find the total value of a group of coins? Kind of like what we did yesterday, but again, now we're being introduced to a new coin. All right. So our first activity says sort the coins. Put the coins that are alike together into each box on the page. So I don't see any pennies in here, so I'm assuming that we're going to be sorting dimes, nickels, and pennies. So I'm going to start with the smallest coin. Okay, and so the smallest coin, if you remember, is a dime, and a dime is worth 10 cents. So I'm just going to start by taking the smaller coins and putting them together. So I'm going to put them this way, so that way you can see a dime's different sides. Okay, so I'm going to put all my dimes there. I don't know why this dime is bigger, but it's still a dime because the faces look the same. Okay, all right, so there's our dimes, and then our next biggest coin is the nickel. And remember, nickels are worth 5 cents. So I'm going to sort the nickels just like this. So that's what a nickel looks like on one side, and then this is what a nickel looks like on the other side. Okay, and we got one more. Okay, so we have my dimes, we have my nickels. Now in this box, we're going to be sorting the coin called quarters. Now quarters are the biggest coin, so they're bigger than a penny, they're bigger than a dime, and they're bigger than a nickel. And they're worth more too than all of those. They're worth 25 cents. So these are the quarters, and this is what a quarter looks like on one side, and then a quarter looks like this on the other side. Sometimes this side of the quarter looks different because quarters sometimes on this side have all 50 states. So like if you see this one says Colorado on the back of it, but then if you notice this quarter, I think this one is, it looks like it says New Mexico, I think it is. Can't really see it that well, but the quarters all have, like, all quarters have different states on them sometimes. So whenever you see a coin that has like a state kind of emblem on it, you know that that's a quarter. But you can also look to see the face on the quarter as well. And again, it's the biggest coin. So if you see a coin that's bigger than all the others, you know that that's a quarter, and it's worth 25 cents. Okay, so we just sorted some of our coins. So great job. And now we're going to dive more into a quarter. So a quarter has a value of 25 cents. So if you have 2 quarters, you have 50 cents. So you count by 25s. So 25, 50, if you had 3 quarters, it would be 75. And if you had 4 quarters, remember, it's $1. Right? So we talked about that in our last unit with fractions, where if we have 1/4 of a whole, then we have a quarter of that whole, right? If 1/4 of the whole is colored green, then a quarter of that whole is colored green. So they call it quarter because for this reason. So 25 cents, right, is a quarter of $1, right? Or 1/4 of $1, all right? So if we have all of these coins right here, we would start by counting the bigger ones first, or the ones that are worth more. Not necessarily the ones that are bigger in size, but the ones that have a bigger value, right? So in this case, the quarter has the biggest value, then the dime, then the nickel, and then the penny. And remember, even though the nickel is bigger than the dime, it's still worth less. Okay, so we would count by 25s first. So 25, 50. Then we go to our dimes, which is counting by tens. So from 50, we go 60, 70, right? So we have 70 cents, but then we have our 2 pennies. And remember, pennies we count by ones. So 70, 71, 72. So our total value is 72 cents. Okay? Nice. All right, let's see. We're going to move on to this activity right here. So it says count on to find the total value. Remember, that is the cent sign. So this right here, this little C with like the line going through it is the cent sign. All right. Now I can't do it on my computer, but I can write the word cents. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So for this one, it looks like we have 2 quarters. All right. So 25, 50. So our total value here is 50 cents. Okay. There we go. And then down here, so we have quarters and we have 2 pennies. We have 3 quarters and 2 pennies. So we count 25, 50, 75, 76, 77. So our total value here is 77 cents. Okay. All right, and that's pretty much how you count on. So sometimes for me, I know that counting quarters, I mean, it's hard to count 25 every time, but I just kind of remember it as almost like a rhyme. So I just say 25, 50, 75, $1. And then when you get to $1, if you want to keep going, you can say $1.25, $1.50, $1.75, $2, right? So you kind of always want to remember 25, 50, 75, $1, okay? Just kind of like a little rhyme or saying that you could get stuck in your head. All right, so now this one says count on to find the total value. So there's 3 examples here. Let's see how far we can get through one of them. So this one is actually pretty easy because we have 4 quarters. And so remember, 4 quarters equals $1. 25, 50, 75, $1. So they're going to teach you how to write this out at some point during this unit, but for $1, instead of the cent sign, you would make a dollar sign like this, and then you would say $1. Okay, so just like that. And again, we'll dive more into that. I think this is just kind of an example to introduce that to you, but we're going to dive more into that at some other point in this unit. Okay, so now it looks like we have 2 quarters and 4 nickels. So let's count on. Why don't you count with me? Okay, we're going to start by counting by 25s, and then when we get to the nickels, we're going to count by 5s. So ready? 25, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. So this one is 70 cents, right? Not any dollars because we didn't get to dollars when we were counting on, right? We were still counting in cents, okay? All right, and then the last example. So we got a couple things here. We actually got some dimes, we got a quarter, and we have some nickels as well. So we're going to count 25, then we're going to count by tens, and then once we get to this nickel over here, we're going to start counting by 5s, all right? Everybody count with me. Ready? 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. So this group of coins right here is 90 cents. Okay? All right, good job. So now it says read the clue, drag the name of a coin to answer the question. So it's almost kind of like a riddle here. So it says, I have the same value as 5 pennies. What coin am I? So 5 pennies would equal 5 cents, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the coin that is worth 5 cents is a nickel. So a nickel, 1 nickel is the same as 5 pennies. Okay, they both equal the same. 5 pennies equals 5 cents, and 1 nickel equals 5 cents. Okay. The next one says, I have the same value as 25 pennies. What coin am I? So again, 25 pennies. Pennies are worth 1 cent. So 25 pennies would be 25 cents. So in this case, the coin that is worth 25 cents is a quarter. So again, the same thing, 25 pennies equals 25 cents, 1 quarter equals 25 cents, okay? And then the last one says, I have the same value as 2 nickels. A little bit tricky here. What coin am I? So the same value as 2 nickels. Well, I know that 1 nickel is worth 5 cents. So if I have 2 of those, that's 5 plus 5, which equals 10. So 2 nickels is 10 cents. So I know that a dime is the same as 2 nickels. 2 nickels is 10 cents. 1 dime is 10 cents. Okay? All right. I have the same value as a group of 4 nickels and 5 pennies. What coin am I? All right, so we have 4 nickels. So we're going to count by 5s. And actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretend that those are nickels, right? And then we have some pennies. So we have 5 pennies. So then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So I know that they're not the coins, but this is just a way that I can show you, right? So 4 nickels and 5 pennies. So now we can count, ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, okay? So, I made 1 nickel too many. So let's try that again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so 4 nickels and 5 pennies we know is 25 cents. So the coin that represents 25 cents is the quarter. Okay, so 1 quarter would be the same value as 4 nickels and 5 pennies. Okay, all right. So Tom gives these coins to his brother. How much money does Tom give to his brother? So we have 2 quarters at the top, and we have 3 nickels on the bottom. So we're going to count by 25s, and then when we get to the nickel, we're going to count by 5s. Okay? So 25, 50, 55, 60, 65. Okay? So our answer in this case would be B, 65. So I'll circle that. Oh, it did let me click on it this time. Oh, I had it. There we go. Good. 65. Awesome. Okay. All right. So that is going to conclude our extra practice here. So I think for now, you guys are good to go on to Think Central and do the assignment for Chapter 7.2. And hopefully this was helpful to you guys, and hopefully you guys are able to do that assignment for Chapter 7.2 easy peasy. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Great work today, and again, can't wait to see all of your hard work on your math assignment. Good job, everybody.